This is a meeting of the Board of Assessment Appeals on Saturday, April 4th in Room 2 at Old Town Hall. This is Neil Fink. The current time is 9:06 a.m. So, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I'm Neil Fink. I'm one of the 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'll be hearing your appeal this morning, and then I'll explain at the end how we kind of then gather together as a committee to actually deliberate over everything. Before we start, I just need to go through some administration.
Okay.
The current time is 9:44 a.m. This is appeal number 642. The address is 152 Oakwood Drive.
Oh, no.
Oh, do I have the wrong one?
Yes.
Whoops.
That's me.
Okay. That's why I do this, because let me go through this, I guess. Scratch that. This is appeal number 947. It's now 9:45 a.m. I wasted a whole minute. The address is 209 Sasco Hill Road. The owners are Vincent LaManna and Pamela Capone. Is that right?
Yes.
Or is it Pamela Capone LaManna?
Yes.
Okay. I have Mr. LaManna here before me, right?
Correct.
Okay. The town placed a value of $2,189,100 on the property, and the property owners are asking for a reduction to $1,300,000. Is that all correct? Okay. Before we begin with your part, I need to swear you in for the hearing. If you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. So now I need to just have you sign here to just confirming that all this information that we just reviewed is correct, and that you were sworn in. You're going to sign on the second page, actually, right there.
Yes. And you sign right here?
Yes. Okay. Fill in my comment here. Then the rest of the time will be yours. So, yeah, now this is your time to present, whatever information you brought in your case. And, just as a reminder, you're targeting, the value that your home, you believe, would have been the fair market value that it might have sold for on October 1st of 2025 if you were to put it on the market on that date.
Right.
So,
so I guess I would like to start by saying that I did have an informal hearing.
Okay.
And the original value was $2.6 million, which I thought was really high. Subsequent to that, they brought the price down to about 2.1 appraised.
Okay.
The reason that I'm further contesting the value is because those are exterior and they're just comp driven.
Right.
One of the things that I think is a very important and tangible note to my account is that I bought the house in 2017. In
right.
2019, I had the assistant assessor, Ken Carvalho, come and see the house. The reason I did that was because at that point, my assessed value was higher than the purchase price that I had paid. And while it's an old house and it's an 1809 historic home, and I knew there was deferred maintenance, I had realized some things after the purchase that were of a structural nature that I wanted Ken to look at.
Right. And you also purchased your, in 2017. Okay, yeah. So I guess the market was pretty stable around that time. Yeah.
So at that time, our assessed value was somewhere around $1.3 million.
Okay.
So I said, first of all, we paid less. And second of all, the house is in significantly worse condition than I actually realized. And as a result of that inspection, Ken felt that it was appropriate to reduce the assessed valuation, which he brought down to under $1 million. I think it was like 949 or something like that, 946.
Okay.
So subsequent to that, I haven't done any significant renovations to the house. And this new appraisal came in, as I said, originally at $2.6 million. When I argued in the informal hearing, I pointed to a comp at 85 Old Post Road, which is also a historic home. It's very similar. I'll show you this if you'd like.
Okay. Just trying to get all these notes here. Okay.
So this is a historic home.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all this information from the town website.
Okay.
So this home sold. It's a little bit beyond the sale window. There's a few months before.
Close enough, though, and we can time adjust it if we had to.
So it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, similar size.
Okay, thank you.
Similar size home.
Right.
Similar
they have
lot.
A carriage house, but that's extra 1,400 square feet.
Correct.
Okay.
So I think what the gentleman that I had the informal hearing on decided to use this as the comp.
Okay.
Because you see that my value is very similar to the value that he came up for this. I would contend that 85 Old Post Road, while it matches on a number of levels, it does have the carriage house that is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that I looked at it from a mother-daughter perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to move my mother into something like that, it would cost easily $140,000 to $150,000 because I have a 92-year-old mother, and I just did a search for elder care
Mm-hmm.
in the area, and that's what it costs. It's like $11,000 to $12,000 a month for 2-bedroom apartments. So I figured just intrinsically that it's got at least $150,000 value because of that property.
Right. Well, I can tell you. Let's see. What do they? That's interesting. They don't. Usually they. Usually for something like that, they would tell you what the
value of
the like even when there's a small outbuilding, they usually they'll put the value of a shed. Like,
right.
I'm surprised there's not a separate.
But
right.
It's not a livable situation.
Right.
I have a detached
right.
barn that.
Yeah, I'm just surprised there's no information. This house, I can also see permits here. In 2025 they did a full remodel of the carriage house, which was $100,000 of value, and they did a full remodel of the main house in August of 25, which was $275,000. And you say you haven't done any real significant remodel or updates to your home.
If you're looking at that property at 2.2 with the renovations, then okay, maybe, right? But I'm not equal to that.
Right.
So
yeah.
I
mean, there's going to be. I mean, if you had a professional appraiser look at it, they would do a little bit of a location adjustment, probably because Sasko Hills is definitely more desirable than Old Post Road, but still, there's mitigating factors in both directions.
So I tried to find the comps that were the most similar, and that's what I put together here with the 65 Hilltop, which sold for $1.375. Again, it was a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath, just under 3,000 square feet. Mine's just over 3,000 square feet. And their lot was 33% larger than my lot. It was built in 1884. Mine was built in 1809. And I appraised that at $1.5 million. This is just north of 95, but it's a Southport address.
Yeah, so that sold in April of 25.
Correct.
And that one, at least the appraisal is somewhat in line with the sale amount. 85 Post Road is interesting. I would guess that 85 Post Road is also appealing there because they bought it for 1.5. But they did all of that work. So
right.
Their
so
appraisal is at 2.2.
Maybe that justifies the increase.
Yeah. Right, but at the sale time, before all the renovations, it was probably more comparable to yours.
That's what I thought.
So, okay. So, was there anything else about, 65 Hilltop also, historic home, I guess?
This one was not listed historic on the website,
but the age of it
is very
suggests
similar.
it is,
and all the pertinent stats are pretty similar.
Right.
Bedrooms, baths, square footage, lot size, although it's bigger.
Right.
And year built is, I guess, relative.
What is that? 1.5 acres versus 1 acre on your house. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then you had 399 North Benson.
Again, I tried to take all the pertinent stats. This one is a little smaller lot. It's about half the size of the lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about the same size house. It's a 1917, so it's a little more modern home. And it sold for $1.1 million in August of 25. I did note that property, 399 North Benson, had multiple fireplaces and had an extra kitchen. I don't know if that makes it a mother-daughter, two-family, or what, but...
Okay, yeah, that is... Yeah, so most of these are in slightly different neighborhoods. Did you have anything else that was in, like, that Sasco area?
No, there's not really a lot in the Sasco area. So I just tried to get, homes that fit the same profile. I don't know how much the neighborhood carries. I'm on the south side of Sasco Hill Road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right by the turnoff to it goes down to Harbor Road.
Yeah.
Goes over the little bridge.
Right.
So I'm right there. So it's significantly different than obviously the other side of Sasco, Oldfield, where you get to the $2.5 million is probably the starting number.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what do I see here? There was. Oh, this is a much newer house. The only one that I see that's early 1900s, 128 Sasco Hill. That's that sold for 1.5 in 2023. I can pull it up. Let's see, 128 Sasco Hill. Oh, wait, actually, I have to wait. Smaller.
It's a smaller lot.
I guess. Yeah, smaller. Yeah, it's only a third of an acre, or a little less than half an acre lot.
This property, I think, goes down to the water.
It does. Yeah, I think.
So it's a waterfront property, which
right.
Of course I'm on the opposite side of the street.
But yeah, it sold for only 1.5 million though, which is kind of thought it was interesting. 2,500 square feet, so a little smaller than yours.
Right.
But, and then there's this one. Oh, I don't know what this house is. This is something on the golf course. this is not relevant at all. It just looks fun for $10 million.
Yeah, I mean, some of those homes are
almost
incredible.
5,000. That house is going to be bigger than 5,000 square feet.
You know what might be relevant comps also is, I think it's Mill Hill Terrace, which is right before my home.
Okay.
It's a cul-de-sac.
Right, yeah.
A number of properties have sold in the 900 to a million range. One of my neighbors, Bogardus, I think he was 91 Mill Hill. He paid $900,000 for the house, and he put probably $500,000 to $750,000 into renovating it.
Oh, wow.
And he took down all the trees that adjoined. You know, his property actually touches my property in the back. So, you know, again.
Yeah, I mean, the older homes on, like the homes from like the early to mid 1900s on Mill Hill Terrace are all, selling for 1.2 to 1.4. It looks like. So, all right. Well,
I just think those are all better comps than, I'm not sure what he used to come up with this call it 2.2 appraised.
Right. So there's 181 Margemere.
Margemere is kind of
it's a little,
it's
a little
similar
far.
House, but it's a little far. So if of all of these, I'd probably throw that one out.
Right.
Just because it's a little too far away.
Right. And then 221 High Meadow is interesting. It's a totally different style.
But again, Southport and all the stats are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
As far as bedrooms, baths, size of the house, size of the lot. The 1948, which I guess accounts for its contemporary style. But that was praised to $1,377,000.
Yeah, that sold for 1.3 in December of 24. Looks like, same square footage, but I guess they just used it the space differently because it's fewer bedrooms and bathrooms. Okay. That's the lot size. That's a full acre. And that's about almost the same, 1.13 versus your 1.06.
Yeah, very similar.
Lot size. Square footage. Kind of curious. There's some kind of outbuilding there.
On that one too?
Yeah, it's about. Wait, that's that. I'm looking at the wrong part. I'm looking at that. That was 128 South Dakota. Where is that? Trying to find that.
It's not easy maneuvering through the website.
No, and
That's why
I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it. But
yeah.
It's still, I'm curious how they did the land versus the dwelling on yours and theirs. So.
Yeah, I guess that would be the difference, right? The one thing I'll point out about the lower portion of Sasco Hill Road, that sometimes we get cars at that, the post road light that back up beyond our driveway.
Right.
And obviously, when the kids are getting picked up, there's traffic issues. So it's still Sasco Hill Road, and I understand that, but at the same time, it's not the same as the other side of Sasco Hill Road.
Right.
That's why I thought these things were very comparable, and even the Mill Hill Terrace might even be a little bit better because they don't have any of that traffic.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks like the sort of percentage-wise, like land versus dwelling is pretty similar. So, this is information about the review that they did. And then, and this is what happens on that, in that neighborhood in Southport. That every lot basically starts from, they price it, everything sort of the same, and then they do a neighborhood adjustment. So in Southport, the neighborhood adjustment is 2.4, and then, where, this High Meadow Road is a 1.75, so that's where your land gets increased. They also they have a downgrade on the condition. There must be, I'm not sure what ROW is. Some of the codes are a little obscure. Sometimes, like that's where they might adjust, like if you had significant wetlands or something like that, but ROW is not wetlands. I'm not sure what that is. Excuse me. I guess what they have is appreciation. They're saying 40%. They're saying like your home, like if it were brand new construction, would be like $1 million. Then they're doing a 40% depreciation. That could be a place where maybe an adjustment needs to be made. So, all right. Was there any other information you wanted to share?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Based on the physical inspection that Mr. Caravel did, and some of these comps, I think what I'm suggesting is fair and reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a beautiful old home. Don't get me wrong. I love it. We love it.
Right.
It's just, it's a major project. Everything.
Oh, it is. I'm sure.
But it's a beautiful old home.
I grew up. My dad was a contractor and restored a lot of historic homes. We lived in a pre-revolutionary house in South Salem, New York, for many years.
Oh, really?
And so I grew up through a restoration there and in another house in Wilton. It was cool, but I know it's not easy. It's a lot of work.
The plaster walls and everything was on top of. They put a piece of sheetrock. They didn't take the plaster down and put the sheetrock up, and so then they took off some of the the baseboard moldings,
mm-hmm.
so they don't all match. And so it's all like little stuff that I see that maybe most people wouldn't.
Sure.
I came over for a dinner party, but
Okay. So, well, I appreciate you doing all the research and providing detail. So the next step is that I'll be presenting your petition and all the information and notes that I took to a majority of the board in a deliberation session, and they'll make a decision on a reduction. They'll consider the full amount that you asked for. The board does have an option to do reduction in part, or as opposed to just completely denying the appeal. If you are granted a reduction, then you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation period in 4 years. If your appeal is denied, you can appeal again next year. And if you disagree with the board's decision in any way, you have the option to go to court and appeal there. And instructions and details on how that works will be included in your decision letter. It is taking us a while. We just started deliberations. We have about 900, so it's going to, take us, through the end of May probably to get through all of them. So, so they can be patient.
The other thought I had when I took the comps minus this guy,
mm-hmm.
and I averaged them.
Right.
It came out to like average. I think it was.
Right. 1.3. I have it.
1.3 something.
Yeah, 1.335.
So like I thought it was right in the same line of the suggested was the right number.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I just thought that it all kind of makes sense, or
Right.
is within reason.
Yeah, I was tracking it. Yeah, the average of the sales on the comps is 1.3, and the average on the appraisals is 1.6. So, you know, so not 2.2. So.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you very much. It's nice to meet you, and
I
good luck with
appreciate
everything.
it.
All right. The time is now 10:09 a.m., and that concludes Appeal 947. Hi, I'm Neil.
Neil, nice to meet you.
So, welcome. I'm Neil Fink. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals, and I'll be hearing your appeal today. Have a little bit of administrative stuff to go through first, and then hear your appeal. So, everything's being recorded for the record through the phone here, and then the other board members are able to come back and listen if they want to.
Perfect.
The current time is 10:11 a.m. This is appeal number 642. The address is 152 Oakwood Drive. Is that correct? Okay. I got mixed up, going out of order. The owner of the property is Andrea and Leslie Falco.
Andrea. Yeah.
Andrea, I'm sorry. Okay.
Like Andrea Bocelli.
Okay. The town placed a value of $940,700. You didn't put an amount down that you were asking it to be reduced to. Do you have an amount in mind that you're requesting?
We don't. I mean, we have our case, and the reason why we shouldn't get any kind of a hike because of the situations. But Right. The challenge is that the board needs a number to work with. Okay.
So do you
so
have?
I'm going to say whatever it was the last time.
What was it that we don't remember?
I don't know if I have
or did it go up? I feel like the 476 was prior to, and then it went up a little bit to 5 something.
Well, this was October 1st, 25.
I put that in. That was what it had come back to. This is from the last one. I lost the paperwork from.
Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't.
Like the prior.
Oh wait, that's not you. I'm looking at a house on Pasco Hill Road by mistake, so I'm not going to tell you it was $2 million. You were going to go home and put it on the market. Oh, I'm on the wrong sheet. Okay. Let me see if I.
And our paperwork, it gave us, I guess, a portion of what the assessment, like that's what we had, not the.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, if you know what your previous assessment was, I can convert that to an appraisal. That's what you're asking.
The paper, and that's the thing, yeah. It went up $214,000.
The assessment
from the previous one, right.
Okay. So your current one is.
Yeah.
So you think it was 476? I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah,
really...
so I think 476, 630 was prior, and then it went up to the 214,000 more.
Okay. So then the previous appraisal would have been about 680.
Yeah, 680.
I think, right, so that was probably, yeah, that sounds correct. So I think
So
it
I'll
should
put
stay
that.
at that, yeah.
So 680, 900 roughly.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And when the board reviews your case, it does, there's the possibility of giving a grant in part, like where
Yeah.
they could say, well, that's too low, but, there's a case for some amount.
Yeah.
So there's no harm in starting with a low
Right.
number. It's not like you'll just get automatically rejected if they think it's worth 700.
Right.
So.
So they, I had my first appeal. This is my second
Oh, okay.
appeal.
So you met with Tyler Tech.
It was, the Revel, right. So
before we get into that, actually, I just need to start, finish this first part. I need to swear you in officially for the hearing.
Sure.
If you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And now I just need you to sign here that this information is all correct, and I'll have you initial here so that we know that was not just me changing something. Oh, you're going to sign on the second page, actually, here.
Okay.
So you can both sign on that line.
Okay.
My part. Okay. And then, all right. And now the rest of the time is yours to...
Do you need this?
Oh, that's yours.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I didn't know what you guys had.
Yeah, that's fine. And, remember, the process really is we're targeting, what would be the value of your home on October 1st of 2025 if you were to, sell it and, on that date.
Okay, so we appealed it the first time, and we had the phone conversation with whatever company you guys contacted with.
Tyler Tech.
Yeah, and we did get a decrease in the assessment of about $30,000.
Okay.
However, we feel that's insignificant to the situation that's actually going on at my property.
Okay.
Back in March, we received an increase due to an addition that we did a few years prior to.
Okay.
And in the middle of that time, a duplex was built directly next door from us, from a cape to a giant duplex, which caused flooding. We've been here for 14 years, which caused flooding in our basement, which is not our basement. We're a split level. So
okay.
It's
It's
a living space.
It's living space.
Right, okay.
So we've lost
So when was that duplex built?
3 years ago?
2.5
years ago?
Maybe 2.5 years ago, between 2 and 2.5 years.
So like 2024 or so.
Yeah.
And that was built where? Across the street?
No, right next to us.
Right
next to us.
Okay.
The address is 108 and 110.
Yeah, 108, 110, Oakwood Drive.
And Oakwood. Okay. Now, water. And so it's not really basement. It's like the lower level.
It's my lower level.
It's a split level.
Yeah.
So it's our living
we've
space.
lost our entire living space. Yeah.
So.
Wow. So you've had significant damage.
Yeah. So one.
We have to redo the bathroom. There's no bathroom. We're down a bathroom.
It popped the tiles off the floor in the bathroom. We had to remove that bathroom. It's no longer working right now.
Wow.
It does have a raised floor, so it's off the foundation, like that's how it was. But the floor is buckling because from the water damage, it all rotted out. And this wasn't just like one time.
Yeah.
This was happening
5 times.
5 times.
Every time it rained.
Wow.
So, but we contacted the town. We had an inspector come out.
We had the engineers come out.
We
They've
had
seen
pictures.
everything.
They were like,
pictures, videos.
And unfortunately, they came back with, well, it rained a lot this past year, which to me is complete hush, because we've been there, we've been through hurricanes, we've been through everything. We don't even have a sump pump because we've never had.
The house doesn't have a
never
sump
had. We're in fact one of the only homes on the house that doesn't have on the block that doesn't have a sump pump. That was
and in
purchased
14
without
years,
one.
and in 14 years we
So
haven't had an issue.
Okay.
we've had plenty of rain.
Right. So
And
now
then,
you have to do mitigation for drainage.
Well, now you
and
need
all
a
of
French
this.
drain system, which is
Right.
gonna cost,
right,
20.
Have you priced that work
yeah,
out at
it's
all?
like $25,000 to do it.
on top of now redoing
The basement.
the whole floor needs to be ripped out, the whole everything we've had
Sheet rock,
to,
the bathroom needs to be
Yeah.
redone. So we're
Right.
looking at like $60,000
right, for all
just to
that,
redo the basement.
which we don't have the money to do. We spoke with an attorney. The attorney said this could take years and they'd have to come and we'd have to spend probably $10,000 for them to come drill
And
holes
do
around
testing and
testing
all
all
this
around.
stuff.
Right,
And we said, no, we can't do that
right,
at this point. Like, we don't have the money to do it. We're trying to save the money to get it done.
right. Yeah.
You know,
And the lawyers
So that was
always,
that.
the lawyers
Yeah.
always win.
right. And then, the Judd Estate is being built right across from us.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So now we have the low-income housing that is now going to cause, my house is not going up in value. It's going down, at least for the first couple of years. It's going to change traffic. People are going to be parking on the block. I mean, it's going to change completely everything on our property.
So on top of the
Yeah.
damage
On
from
top of the damage,
on top of the damage, which is
We now
fine,
have to deal with that.
the biggest concern we also have with the Judd
the
Estate.
Judd Estate, which the people across the street from us just sold their house earlier than expected because their realtor was like, we have to get this on the market before the news of it even starting
Right.
comes out. So, again, any realtor you speak with will say, this is going to cause an issue. This is not what I'm going to be able to sell my house for. So, for that, we're saying between the damage, the duplex, and again,
Right.
the
So
problem.
you're on the
is
corner
mitigated
here
because-
where
Yeah, we're
Oakwood
corner
makes the
lot.
turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's the Judd Estate
The
exactly?
Judd Estate,
Is from right here all the way down.
Oh,
So it's from
okay.
here to here.
this is the Judd Estate, all here.
Oh, this
All of that,
whole.
Yep.
yep. So I mean,
Thing.
it's just right here. So people are gonna be parking all down here.
And this is
Wow.
the massive duplex that they put right next to it.
Okay.
It was a tiny cape,
It was a cape,
yeah.
like the one right next to it, and then that was built.
Furthermore, we had
Okay.
an issue with the contractor as well. He took our electric, he used our electric for a month and a half. I mean, it's absolutely,
Wow.
what we went through was
Yeah.
horrific. However, that's in the past. But, with that being said, the damage to our house, the fact that we are missing an entire level of a home that we
Right.
can't use, is something that we had the kids play in,
Right.
and now we don't want to put them down there because of the
Mold.
molds and, we go down to do what we have to do down there, but we can't have them go down there. That's a big problem. So I don't think, my house may be listed at that, but there's no way with all that damage that has to be repaired.
Right.
And then the low-income housing on top of it.
Yes.
It's just going to bring that down.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus, we just had the hike in March on
Yeah.
top of it. It's like, and
Right.
and you know what they really should do? I know I'm not sure how this works with the mill rate. Has that been set yet? The mill rate?
It hasn't been set, but they have, the budget just passed.
Okay.
The Board of Finance, the RTM still has to vote on it.
Okay.
I think they're estimating that the mill rate's going to be somewhere between like 18 and 19, so it is
Okay.
significantly
So it's
down
dropping,
from
right?
before. And the Board of Finance took the last meeting because people are so concerned about the increases in the property values.
Yeah.
So that's what and they
They
should
cut
really,
the budget back
yeah.
a bunch more. It's a pretty minor increase from last time.
Okay.
The real challenge is for homeowners, and we're all impacted by it, is that there was a shift because like homes were up a lot, like everybody's
Yeah.
homes were up
Yeah.
40-50%, but commercial properties were only up like 20% or something.
I don't know.
So there's going to be a shift
Yeah.
that way, unfortunately. So
We
even
were
if,
saying if the mill rate stays the way it is.
Yeah,
with
we
the
were like,
hike,
how do
oh no
How do
way.
people-
We were
how
like,
do
no
people
way.
afford
We're like
that?
this.
Oh no,
yeah.
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it would also suddenly give the town an extra, $100 million or something in the budget. They better give us a really nice swimming pool and a lot of other stuff.
So yeah, so we're just asking for the consideration due to
Right.
A loss of a section
a
of our
loss of a
home.
section of our home, a
Right.
big part of our home that we used, and then of course the doesn't think that's going to
right,
be
and
issues.
some consideration
Like
for
we
the
have,
cost.
like our daughter
that
has severe allergies
Allergies.
to everything.
Oh,
She
no.
takes shots.
So you're getting mold in the
so
house
like there's
now
mold, so
from
she
this?
cannot go down there
Yeah,
at
so it's
all.
like-
Right.
Yeah, and
You
if she
know.
does, it's like within 5 minutes,
Yeah.
she's got red under, it's affecting, it's a big issue. So we have to be very careful with it, and we've done what we could on our end to do,
To
make
try
it
and make it
as safe
as
and
safe and suitable for us to
breathable
go down there.
to go down.
Right.
We have to go down,
Like we have air
purifiers now, and we spent money on those. I mean, it's like,
Right.
for a fix right now until we could do what we need to do.
Right. Right, and I guess you had just invested a bunch in the house.
Yeah.
We have.
And now you have to.
And we did
do
the
that.
addition. So here's the other thing: we did the addition when we did the addition, and we didn't fully finish. We did, but like there's still stuff that's not completely done because when you do stuff, you run out of money.
Right. Yeah.
So
And
on
if
top
you
of
open a can of
running
worms every time you
I
out of money
know.
for that, we had this issue now that happened on top of losing our basement.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not finishing one thing, and now we
Now
have
we have to
something
deal
else
with
that we have to focus on.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Or
it's like
for
we're getting
specific
hit left. We're getting hit
situations,
left and right.
So,
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
okay.
So, okay. So, yeah, sorry you had to go through all of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fun.
So in terms of the next steps, I'll be presenting all of this information in your petition to a majority of the board at a deliberation session, and everything that you explain will be considered, and there will be a vote to, either, grant your appeal. Like I said, they could grant in part if they, feel that it's, there's a case, but maybe it's, slightly different adjusted value. If you do get a reduction, then you can't appeal again until the next revaluation in 4 years. If you disagree with the board's decision completely, you can take the next step, which would be to appeal in court, and the instructions on how to do that will be with your decision letter, which, more lawyers.
Yeah.
More money.
I mean,
I understand.
we're not looking to skate by it. We understand we
Right.
live in it's fine, but
No, I
due to our
understand.
specific situation, we've been screwed.
Right, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you explained it pretty well, so.
And we luckily have stopped the situation because when we brought it to the attention to the town of our flooding, there was also flooding in front of our home that was freezing. So because the contractor didn't do what he was supposed to do, and the town signed off on it.
So he was
Right.
pumping water out into daylight, and it was
Yeah.
freezing. He was pumping it out.
I almost broke my ankle throwing my
my
garbage
God.
out at my driveway.
Oh.
So he was like, "This is a public safety. This is something we can address from
Right.
the town." So they made him do it.
Yeah,
And
who's the engineer?
thankfully-
What was his name? Is it Andrews? Maybe?
I don't
I
remember.
don't know.
the
It's like the
feeling.
guy came, yeah.
He came multiple times. So that was fixed. And luckily we're okay with the water for now.
Right.
So
Outside.
outside,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean,
There was a lot that was going on.
it was a mess.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a lot on your hands and
Yeah,
still do.
that bill
So-
was a complete ruckus
So-
for us.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else that you want to share, then I'll let you go.
All right, well,
It's, we just started doing deliberations. It's going to take us a while, probably through the end of May to get through them all, so be a little bit patient.
So now do we get a
for your
letter?
decision. You'll get a letter, and hope, you can also check on the assessor's webpage
okay.
and look up your property. But like I said, it will probably be sometime in late May before all the decisions really are wrapped up. So that concludes Appeal 642. The time is 10:27 a.m. Okay, so welcome. I'm Neil Fink, one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals, and you look very familiar. I'm not sure if we've met before.
Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
I think you know my wife during.
Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. Then maybe it's familiar. So the current time is 10:31 a.m. This is appeal number 879. The property is located at 53 Forest Avenue. The homeowners are Doreen and Liam Herron. The town placed a value of $922,000. They're asking for a reduction to $890,000. Is that all correct?
Yes.
Okay. I need to swear you in for the hearing. If you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning this assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. I think I have that memorized by now after doing it 100 times. I'm just going to ask you to sign here that you reviewed the information and that it's all accurate and that you were sworn in. Okay. Okay, now the rest of the time is yours to present your case of why you feel that October 1st of 2025, your home's fair market value should have been $890,000.
Okay. The current appraisal of $922,000 yields an assessment of $645,400. Places my property at approximately $720 per square foot on a 1,281 square foot of living area basis. While I understand the land values increased significantly in this revaluation cycle, I believe the property is positioned too high within the neighborhood valuation range, given its specific characteristics. The home is a 1953 Cape, graded C, with a 60% condition rating, largely original layout and not raised. In this immediate area, many properties are being purchased for redevelopment and knockdown rebuilds, indicating that buyers are often pricing land value separately from the utility of older structures. A recent nearby sale at 121 Longmead is particularly relevant. Vision Appraisal's valuation for that property was approximately $791,000, using sales through October of 2025. Yet it sold on November of 2025, 1 month later, for approximately $667,000, more than a 15% below the model value. That sale suggests that similar condition properties in this area are clearing at the lower end of the valuation range, rather than where the model midpoints are. Currently, my home is right around 55th percentile of price per square foot. I'm just asking for it to be lowered. I actually think in the beach area, capes are just knockdowns. So they're just looked at as costs by anybody purchasing these. I think the structure value should actually have a much larger haircut on these types of homes,
right,
given the age, condition, and redevelopment dynamics affecting this property. I believe the current valuation overstates the contributory value of the structure and places the property too high within the neighborhood band.
Right. And they, like a lot of the homes in that area, if you look at the breakdown on the field card, it's, the 922, it's 807 of that's the land, and only 806 is the dwelling. So, and I don't know what the outbuilding is.
The garage.
Oh, it's a detached garage. Yeah. Okay. So, and then, that is interesting that Longdean sold.
I can see this other house. It's 1,000 feet from my house.
Which 121 Longdean?
Yeah, the Longdean.
Yeah. Okay. Were there any other comps that you looked at?
The other comps. That was the most recent comp. I liked it because it was like a good out of sample, 1 month out of sample from the actual window that they modeled it for. So, it should hold a little bit more. And they did state that, their error tolerance was up to like 8 to 10% and not 15%.
Right.
So I just think that there might be other comps that are on there.
The other sales on Forest were multifamilies, so those aren't really relevant.
And what happened to those? They got immediately demolished.
Probably, yeah.
They're just land right now.
Although the multifamilies are pretty valuable in Fairfield because there aren't a lot of them.
Rentals,
get good rents. Yeah.
Other aspects of my property, I'm very close to the utilities like the water treatment plant, the transfer station, and things like that. And so, I don't know. I don't think there's, even though it's the beach area, I don't think some of those things are going into the valuation model. Although the comps seem to be, the sales data misses that, but it actually shows it a little bit, that maybe they can't see that as much.
Right. Your field card here. Pull that back up. I'm looking at, yeah, I mean, they're giving you tiny location adjustment there, 0.95. So they're basically taking 5% off for houses in that neighborhood, I think, because of the locations of the town facilities there.
Well, the smell thing was definitely a real thing. I can attest to that.
No, I know. I definitely know other people who live in the neighborhood there. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a huge number that you're asking for. So and 121 Longdean, was that house knocked down?
No.
Oh,
that house.
Okay.
Well, not yet. Well, I think. No. That's just recently sold. It hasn't been knocked down yet. But Don, so the one on Forest you were talking about, that one was knocked down.
Yeah. So, okay. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay. So, yeah, so I took down your notes on the information that you just explained to me, and I have, the original, original of what you gave. And so, in terms of what happens next, is I'll be presenting your case to a majority of the board at a deliberation session coming up. And then there will be a vote to, make a decision on your appeal. We just started the deliberations. It's going to take us a little while to get through all of them, as you can imagine. So, it could be towards the latter part of May before you get a decision, but, before the tax bills go out, obviously, everybody needs to know. So, if you don't have anything else, then
no,
you're free to go.
Sorry to take up your time
on
Saturday.
No, not at all. That's
like Easter weekend.
I signed up for this, for better or worse. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything for me?
I will.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's now 10:40. That concludes Appeal 879. Good morning. I'm Neil Fink. So I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'll be hearing your appeal this morning. Before we begin with the information that you have, just need to go through a few things. This is appeal number 983. The current time is 11:09 a.m. The address is 120 Merwins Lane. The owner is Brian Hurley. The town placed a value on the property of $1,802,300. The owner is asking for that to be reduced to $1,354,200. Is that all correct?
It appears to be correct, yeah.
Okay. I need to swear you in for the hearing. If you can raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. So now I just need you to sign on this sheet here. Give your pen if you need one. Just sign here to confirm that we reviewed this information and that it was accurate and that you were in fact sworn in. Just on the signature line here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and now the rest of the time is yours to explain why you believe that on October 1st of 2025, the fair market value of your home was $1,354,200.
Okay. Well, I picked off, I'm not really good at this, but I picked off some comps.
Okay, and I did see, you had sent
They're all submitted.
a number of them, yeah.
And those seem to have a lower value than 1.8.
Okay, and these were, when was this? Okay, so this was an appraisal report prepared in 2023, I guess, right? Okay.
This particular one that is on Merwin Lane, that's the most recent that I have.
Okay.
And one of the things that I noticed about this appraisal is it also assumes, and it says here that it should be acknowledged that this appraisal is being based on a C4 condition. It says see definition attached. This is only based on an extraordinary assumption. The appraiser was only contracted to perform an exterior appraisal from the street.
Right.
There could be, and you may know all this, and I apologize if I'm repeating everything you know. There could be a wide range of market values depending on interior condition. A full 1004 appraisal could result in a different opinion of market value. And for the definition on page 18 of this appraisal, and I'm sure this is standard for just about every appraisal similar to this type, the improvements feature some minor deferred maintenance and physical deterioration due to normal wear and tear. The dwelling has been adequately maintained and requires only minimal repairs to building components, mechanical systems, and cosmetic repairs.
Right. So that's an assumption in the appraisal.
Yep. All major building components have been adequately maintained and are functionally adequate.
Okay. And what's the reality?
No way of telling that. I have a deferred maintenance list.
Okay.
And I apologize. Got a new printer that's not working. I have Optimum for Wi-Fi. That's not working.
Okay.
So I had to make a photocopy.
That's funny.
And that is your copy if you would like it.
Yes, that would be helpful.
This includes a roof. Should I read down it, or do I need to read down it? It includes things like a driveway. My parents bought the house in 1962. It had never been lived in before. The driveway was installed by Walter Nadeau. My dad arranged for that. My dad passed away in 1985. Okay. So it was like a 40-year-old driveway. So we replaced the driveway. There's a stone wall. The deer keep knocking the stone wall down. There's a shed on the property that is, pretty highly valued. That's really almost ready to fall down. I have a picture of it. I was going to pull up some pictures on my phone. I don't know if that's appropriate or if I have time to do that. But I have to rebuild the shed, or it needs rebuilding. The entire house needs paint. And I will give this to you, but I'll just put it on the record. Installed gutters that were never installed in certain areas of the house after the renovation in 1999. Those gutters not being there damaged some windows on the main floor. That's on a 3/4 story side. I was told there was I'm not sure what they're called, rain birds. They're just like strips of aluminum that you put on the edge of the roof.
The water kind of runs
and
down.
It's supposed to obliterate, like we're doing to Iran. We're supposed to obliterate the water, and the water just dripped on the sills. And so I've got to replace 3 double Marvin window units. Okay. It's a major repair there. There's also, based on the wetness in the back of this area, there's some exterior trim surrounding the sunroom and the exit door and the rear exterior wall. Now, that sunroom originally was a porch years ago. We rebuilt the house in 99, and it was also a porch for a short time. That was all redone in, I think, 2006 with windows and exterior, so that is deteriorated. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, in 2006, you enclosed the porch. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So that was never done properly.
Do you have a rough estimate for a value on if you were to do all of the repair?
It would probably be $200,000
okay.
to do it properly with the driveway and
okay.
replace the appropriate bluestone around the walk has heaved, replumb the underground roof drain pipe in the kitchen corner around the back of the house that leads down through the yard.
Okay.
Railings and posts need to be replaced outside of that sunroom where the walls are damaged. And again, there's a lamp post that has not been working for years. It's at an angle. And again, the roof is a 25-year roof. It was replaced in 1999. And the septic is original. So I assume it was in place in 1962.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Can I see that?
You can have that.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I appreciate your time. Is the
Mm-hmm.
Board of Assessment Appeals that a voluntary?
Yeah, it is.
What's wrong with you?
I was too easily persuaded from people who needed more members.
Are you into real estate?
I'm not. I have some background. I grew up working for my dad in construction.
Where was that?
In Westchester County and Fairfield County. He used to buy and renovate old homes, and so sort of something I'm interested in, even though I kind of moved on from it when he retired. But
what have you been doing recently?
I'm in IT now.
Really?
So, but I've always volunteered and tried to help out the town, and
well, it's nice of you to do that.
But I don't think any of us expected this to be as much work as it's turned out to be because of the volume of appeals. But.
Well, when I had an appeal, 10, 15 years ago, and it wasn't anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. And I started looking at the calendar online.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them you could expand to see, and they're 35 per page, 20 pages of hearing.
That's a lot.
So I appreciate that. My dad started a business in Fairfield in 1965.
Oh, wow.
He was manufacturing instant cold packs, disposable scalpels.
Do
you know where the pantry is?
Yeah.
You remember what it used to be back then? Way back? Remember the trading post?
I wasn't here in Fairfield back then, and I moved to Fairfield about 25 years ago.
Okay, because where the pantry is was an old, I assume it was an old warehouse. I was a kid.
Okay.
But we actually had about 20 people manufacturing instant cold packs in there.
Wow.
My dad invented the surgical skin marking pen. He worked for his brother-in-law, who was working for his father. They had Conco, Connecticut Branch Company. Moved to where Marshall's is now. That used to be a Red Star Express terminal.
Interesting.
It used to be a big old manufacturing company called W.S. Rockwell. Charlie Kentner owned that. That was a large annealing oven manufacturing plant. We rented one of those. They had 2 Quonset huts at the end of the building. We rented that for a few years. Then we moved up to Naugatuck in 1978. And my dad passed away in 1985. His first diagnosis of leukemia in 78. We had a lot going on in 78, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. So I have all the comps here.
If you have the comps, I don't know if you know more about them than I do, but some of these values, 340 Merwin's Lane, $1,002,000.
Right, yeah, that's old. Yeah, in December of 24.
Yeah. This is December 25. Somebody gave that to somebody.
Which one was
Levance, 91 Levance.
Oh, okay. That was in 22, right?
Looks like the sale date was 25, actually.
Oh, you have that. Oh, maybe there was a newer sale than written on there. Let me see. Oh, it was right. It was a $0 transaction. Yeah. The last, paid transaction was in 22. Yeah.
Okay. And quarter horse from 22, $1,003,000.
Right, which that one, yeah, just a little bit bigger than your.
1220 Reading Road, 23 again, 1,100,000.
Right, and that's about identical size to yours. It's a split, not a colonial, but.
Let me go back. Why we're here 2014? I guess because of proximity. Riders Lane.
Right.
760. Those are the good old days. I feel a song coming on. We better conclude this pretty quick. Anybody sing on this tape? Another major issue is the wetland coverage I have.
Okay.
I have, before Mike McElroy passed away, this survey is from 2005. It was updated in 2008. Mike passed away in February. Somebody's kind of covering bases for him. They sent me what they could. I have an email indicating that is my property is 47% wetland.
Okay.
Let me just razzle dazzle you since I printed some of this stuff. When I purchased my house from my mother, there was also a property up the street on Reading Road, and I think it was a three-house project was approved called Parr Associates.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Sal DiNardo purchased that property. And he went willy-nilly. I don't think the town could stop him. It's almost like an 830G type of thing. But this gives you a little more history.
What year was that?
Well, this is 1959.
Right, the map is 1959, but when is, I'm sorry, when did he build?
I think that was, he started in the late 90s.
Okay.
And this is, because I was studying the Parr project, I got some aerial photographs.
Oh, wow.
I think from the town hall. That's 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 68. That's kind of a weird cropped version of that. I think this is a better one coming up. Here's 68. This is my house.
Okay.
This is a boat, looks like. That is a pond we used to skate on.
Oh.
This is a bridge. Don't tell anybody. My dad built a bridge with two old telephone poles and 2x8.
Wow.
And it bridged that gap. And this was Art Foster. He owned what was now the Cumberland Farm, used to be Fairport Gulf. And let's think. So that's a nice skating pond, and so is the next door neighbor there. That is 1968. So 2 years later, that's the shed. That's my house. And you can't. It's not a great shot of what used to be a pond. And here's 1973. And you can kind of see the progression here. Here's my house. That's a pool we put in 73.
Okay.
The shed. Where's the pond? There's no pond.
Yeah, that's interesting. Onto the phone.
And this is 1975. And again, there's a pool, and now this is even getting more grown over. And you see this is closing up. And the last picture I have is from 95. And you can see there really is no pond downstream anymore.
Right.
And this is a great brook. It goes through my next door neighbor's yard where we used to skate when I was a kid. Goes underneath Fair Oak Drive. There was a pond. Kids didn't skate on it.
Right.
From I think it was about 300 Merlin St. Slattery's on that. It goes under the road and it goes to the DuPont property, those 80 some odd acres.
Okay.
It's the wetlands that goes out to Hull's Farm Road.
Right.
And South Hull Farm is there, and what used to be Wakeman's Farm is there. We get our produce at Wakeman's Farm. So, and this is just, the reason I did this also was because the property lines were kind of looked like this. And this is a fence line that was there since when we moved into the house.
Okay.
The fence line. There's some photos in here, and you can, I mean, here's a good example of the fence line right there.
Right.
And I was taking pictures of it and reproducing. One of them you can see that someone is tending the field of a garden on this side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that has been established since 1958.
Right.
Fence. So that's what the easement there is all about. And that's kind of devalued my property as well.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's neither here nor there.
Right. So this is everything in this area is wetlands
yep.
here.
And on the bigger, I didn't bring the bigger, but you can see. I mean, here's where the they call it the water edge.
Right.
Stream.
Right.
It cuts through here, so the wetlands. There's not a pond here, but it's all wet. And coming down Merwin's Lane, the water comes down Reading Road, turns left into Merwin's Lane. The way the roads are pitched, goes down the right side of Merwin's Lane, which is where I am. And years ago, there was a big divide. Just a rough stone wall. There were two big stones and one big stone on top of them, and the water would come under the stone wall.
Okay.
And there was a sluiceway on the side of the road that would guide the water right into my backyard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was contributing to wetlands. And there's still, somewhere across the street, has a pump.
Okay.
That is...
They do, I was just looking here, so you've got... They give you on, what is it? On one, so on your 2-acre property on 1 acre, they give you like a 50%, that's interesting, they give you a 50% land adjustment for ledge. They don't mention anything about wetlands on your field card.
You get ledges in the front yard. That's where the septic is also. Across the street used to be a golf course. Did you know that?
No, I never knew there was a golf course.
Bronson Road. You familiar with Reading Road? As you went out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know Reading Road. I know Merwin's because we tried to buy a house up on Merwin's. I'm trying to remember which house it was.
Up around the curve.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Up the hill around the curve, up past Jenny Lane.
Like on where it's like kind of straight there for a little bit.
There's the next street on the left is Labance.
I can't remember.
And on the right, quarter horse. In my mind, is
in this section here somewhere. I can't remember which house it was. It was an old house in really poor condition. The original owner for the family that built the house to live there. They built a lot of the house themselves. They had a fireplace. There was some features that were built from field stone that they found on the property and stuff. It's really cool.
And on that map you saw Banks Farm, Maple Cottage Farm. I used to bale hay with my neighbor. His mother was a Burr, family name Burr. Her father was Howard Burr.
Oh.
Henry Burr was her father, and he had the last house on First Street.
Oh, okay.
And her uncle was Howard Burr, who was the harbor master at Southport Harbor Yacht Yard for many, many years.
Okay. We're just like running out of time here.
Would this be helpful to you to see what projects were done and when they were done? Or
yeah, I can. I mean, it can't hurt to have.
The last page
doesn't
really say anything. It's all blank, but I printed all three.
Okay.
And I can help you. And you have as many vision cards as you want.
Yeah, the cards I have, all of them.
I would say it's a little bit intimidating to me. Just
reading the card, you need.
I've never gotten that.
You need an education on that.
I've never gotten that comfortable with that.
Still feel like I'm still learning as much as I've been educated on it. There's always a new code or something.
And where do you live now?
I live up in the Stratfield area, off of Skytop Drive.
Oh yeah. Near Stratfield, is that near Fairfield Woods Library?
Yeah, but up further. You keep going up Stratfield. If you're on Stratfield Road, you go up Skytop Drive. There's the mobile station on Stratfield Road, kind of up the hill from there.
You're going towards
Bridgeport. Yeah, we live very close to the houses, our neighbors' houses back up to the golf course.
Oh. Mike McElroy was on Church.
Yeah, I know their house. They were on Churchill Road. Yeah.
Did you know Mike?
Yeah, I did.
I called and finally Brian Arnone, I guess, was working with him to try to work into his business.
Right.
Mike was a great help.
Yeah, he was a very well-known guy in town. It was tragedy.
Was he just sick?
I don't know, actually.
He never seemed that robust. And I'm not sure if I even met him or if I met his wife or just a business associate.
Right.
I think I had just a couple more quick things to show.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if there's of any value.
Okay, I'm just trying to be mindful of the time because we started a little late, and I don't want the next person to be waiting for too long.
I think it was some maps, colored maps that just show the topography. I don't know if it's going to be indicating too much more than what we've already talked about. I don't really know how to correlate the value that is assessed to the shed on the property, but
it seems like a lot.
My dad and I built that pre-1970.
If you say it's...
we could repair a boat. He bought a boat. We did fiberglass. The whole thing in the shed. And the last time the boat was in the water was 1970, and it's about 1965 or so. There's no value to that shed, except holding a place to be perhaps repaired.
This is a new tool on the town website, actually, that does, shows you all the wetlands and stuff. I'm not exactly... I need to learn how to, read this, really, but it does tell you it tells you property contains wetlands or is inside the upland review area. Here's your property, and then...
You a TQS?
What?
TQS? What that stands for? Three-quarter story?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. These are just some other plans that I got from Town Hall.
Okay. So these are easements on your property, or are they?
It's hard to tell because of the color coding of it.
Yeah.
I think I was mostly looking at the wetlands.
I think they're
coding.
They're probably drainage easements. That's my guess based on everything you described.
But this would have been a nice photograph if it wasn't colored.
These
paints too. This is showing. This is like a wetland map, but I'm not sure that that's anything.
Yeah.
I could help anybody.
Okay. Well, I can have it in here. So, okay. We're gonna have to wrap up though. I appreciate all the information that you provided though. It definitely helps, in our decision making, the more research and information we have. In terms of next steps, I'll be presenting your case to a majority of the board at its deliberation session. And, everything that you brought in and presented will be considered, and there will be a vote on whether to, grant your appeal or not, or grant your appeal in part, or, perhaps an adjusted amount. You'll be notified of your decision sometime before, taking us a while to get through all the appeals, but before the tax bills go out, at the end of May, everybody will have a notification of the decision. If you are granted a reduction, then you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation period, which is in 4 years. If you're granted any reduction, I'm sorry, if you if you're denied, then you can appeal again next year. There's a period of time in the spring, just like this year. Every year there's an appeal period. If you disagree with the board's decision, you also have the right to go to court and appeal there. And instructions and all that information I just explained will also be in your decision letter.
Okay, well, the town attorney that I went to high school with, was in my homeroom, passed away, unfortunately, Dan Caruso.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have anybody to...
Yeah, he was the probate judge, right?
Yeah. And Jackie Jarrell was my best friend's mother.
Oh, wow.
And she was the first selectwoman in district.
And you will get a letter. You can also check the assessor's website, sometime in May or so. And see if,
okay. Well, I appreciate your time. And would this be helpful if I just gave you a copy of this, the highlighted...
I have it, and I read through it, and I'm pretty familiar with these because I've looked at a lot of these appraisal reports, and I'm familiar with the external only versus the full appraisal report. So.
Okay, because I do have extra copies of these too if you want to include them.
It's okay because I have it in here already, and anything additional if it's a duplicate, it all has to get scanned in to the computer. So I don't want to take stuff that we already have copies of. If that's okay with you. So.
More than okay. Thank you
all right.
for your time.
You're welcome. That concludes Appeal 983. The current time is 11:37. Appeal number 934, 501 Brooklawn Avenue, did not appear. Time is 11:42. Appeal number 961, 430 Berkeley Road, did not show. Time is 11:52 a.m. Time is now 12:07. Appeal number 367, 845 Mill Hill Terrace, did not appear. This concludes the Board of Assessment appeals for Saturday, March 4th in room 2 at Old Town Hall with Neil Fink. Thank you.